guys, good job. Cross scissor trip, that's my go-to. It's tiring, and the guy blasts up to his feet. You lift him, take him to the mat, and he gets right back up to his feet. You lift him, take him to the mat, he gets back up to his feet. You say, screw it. So you let him go, all right? You waste a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to lift him up and slam him down. So guys, a quick way to get him to the mat. I don't use a ton of energy. He gets all the energy standing up. You use a lot of it. I take him back with a cross scissor trip. Now he's got to work back to his feet. So it's just another way you can get him to the mat. I love the technique. I usually couldn't lift, so I do that back trip, the cross scissor trip. Now guys, we're going to go to the mat. We're going to work on top here. I know guys, during camp this week, we're mostly on our feet. That's our motto. You know, at Graham, we brawl, we get the guys tired, and then we beat them on our feet. We outwork them on our feet. We hit our shots. We have our head inside single chase to ankle. That's our favorite move in wrestling. That's my favorite move. So we hit that one all the time. We get guys tired. We work on them. We don't show a ton on the mat. I think next year we're going to have a camp just top and bottom wrestling. So we're going to show our system there. But guys, we're going to get on top here. I'm going to show you an Easton Tilt. We doled Easton. This was when my dad was the head coach. Before I got into high school, we doled Easton, PA, Apple Valley, Minnesota. We also had Seminary, Wyoming Seminary, and we also had Blair. So those are quad. Easton, PA. When my dad went out there with his team, they got this move all the time on us. So then we started drilling it. My younger brother Rocky, he was a 3-time state champ. He wrestles at Ohio State right now. If he gets your wrist, if he gets to this position right here, all right, 90% of the time he's going to get back points off him. His sophomore year in the state, he never had a point scored against him. You'd take his guy down, you'd get the cross wrist and tech everyone, or just ride him, and they couldn't get out. Cross wrist, this is the position I want to get to. My right hand gets to his wrist. My left hand's going to feed his arm, right hand's going to get to his wrist. I don't like grabbing up by his forearm or his elbow. I like to grab by his wrist. His hand catches, I can squeeze it really tight. When I get his wrist, I like to pull it right to his side so he can't dig his elbow and break it. So how do I get to a cross wrist? I'm here, I line up, I tight waist chop with my left arm. Partner, don't have your elbow out. I don't want you to hyperextend your elbow. Tuck your elbows in, keep them bent. I tight waist and chop. Right hand's around his waist, left hand's at his elbow. I tight waist chop, I drive him forward. My left arm's gonna feed his left arm to my right hand. From here, I drive, chop, I get to his wrist. Now guys, usually, once I chop him down, he's gonna build back up, right? Now guys, notice what I have here. I have a cross wrist, left hand is right here on the inside of his elbow. It's just tight. Now from this position, guys, do you guys know who Spencer Lee is? Probably has one of the best Easton tilts around. It's a roll through tilt. We call it an Easton Tilt. Cross wrist. I get to this position. My left elbow, key to the move, my left elbow goes inside Gessler's thigh. It's gonna block his hip out when I roll. So I'm here. I know a few, there's a different technique where I shoot my arm through. I don't like to just have one arm on his arm. If my right arm happens to slip off, now I'm on my back. I like to have both hands on his arm. Left arm, my elbow goes inside of his thigh, my head tucks. Then guys, I'm gonna do like a Granby roll. All right, I'm not rolling side to side. I go right over my shoulders. So I'm here, I get my cross wrist, left elbow. Notice, left elbow starts to lead the way, my head leads the way, here. Then guys, as I roll, once I roll, watch my right knee. My right knee is pointing straight to the ceiling. It's gonna catch his hips. It's gonna block him from rolling through. Here, tight waist chop, I get his wrist, left elbow goes in. Watch my right knee. As I go to roll, notice my right knee blocks his hips. He's in the saddle. From here, guys, my left elbow's gonna elevate, or I'm sorry, my left leg's gonna elevate. My left elbow is to my thigh. I'm really tight here. Turn this way. If my left elbow, all right, is not on my thigh, what can happen? Gessler can pull his left leg through, and he can get back to his base. So guys, initial, right off the move, the Easton, my left elbow goes inside of his thigh. It stays there. It keeps his hip trapped. Tight waist chop. I get his wrist, he builds back up. Here, I have an angle on my partner. My left shoulder is going to the mat. I do like a Granby. Watch my right leg. Right leg has to block his hips. Here, if my leg is down, he can roll through. Right leg blocks his hip. Left leg is up, my left elbow's tight. I have him right here on his back. Usually, guys, we get some back points. All right, you usually don't get the fall. He rolls through. I keep the wrist. I'll get to my arm bar, and then I can try to go for the pin. All right? I've seen Spencer lead pin guys where this move, he gets it so tight. It's called an Easton Tilt. We roll through. One thing here, big mistake I see. Number one, as you go to roll, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna drop and roll. You'll roll straight across this way. Right, that's not the move. I'm like spiraling across my shoulders. I'm twisting. And then my right knee blocks him. Here, I have his wrist. Watch what I do here. He's still up on his base. He's not going yet. My elbow's in. I'm starting to go. Now I pull. Right to here. Look at my right foot. It blocks his hips. Now, guys, I got him. Refs counting backs. And then we roll through. All right, any questions? Elbows through, inside of his thigh. We roll. Make sure your right leg blocks his hips so he doesn't roll through. And I keep it tight. One more time. Here, tight waist chop. I break him down, he builds up. Right to our Easton Tilt. My right hand's still on the wrist, left hand's still on the tricep. I'm elevating. My left elbow's to my leg. I'm really tight. I get my backs, and then we roll through. Let's try it out. Let's do it. 1, 2.